Hi, y'all. I'm going to have a little bit of wobbling going on with this camera because I want to read something. Yesterday, I did what I call an unsophisticated survey of sorts. And I came up with some numbers. And the first mention I'm going to make is of a Christian group that I used to be in. It's called Spirit Led Discussion Group number 2. And that group was formed. Well, actually, it's an offshoot of the original Spirit-led group that I was in when I was a Christian back in the day. But anyhow, I ended up getting on board for a short season with the offshoot, which is the Spirit-led discussion group number 2 on Facebook. And it is a closed group, and when I looked yesterday, it had a total of 262 members. And I discovered a second group is called Holy Spirit-led discussion group, and that one is a public group, and it was established on January 5th, 2014. And when I looked on yesterday, it had 381 members. And then later on this year, my dear friend Michael started a group on Facebook, and it's called Christian Contradictions and Questions They Can't Logically Answer. He started that group this year on February the 8th, and already it is at 999 members. I am just struck by the growth increase, the growth with that group, which the Christian Contradictions group is a closed group, but it has growth that, comparatively speaking, is looking mighty good compared to the Christian groups that I just mentioned in their membership and the time that they have been in creation. So that is telling indeed, and it's a hopeful sign that more Christians are leaving Christianity and the confines of it. And I am just so pleased to see that develop more and more. They are exiting. They are making their exoduses. Great news. Good for them. Yes, indeed. So people, also yesterday on Facebook, I put a statement that says, what we feed will breed, or something to that effect, it said. And that is true. So if we feed into negativity, if we feed into whining and griping and complaining in excess, then what we are doing is allowing those things to breed and to grow more legs and to mature. And that's not something that we want to contribute to on a regular basis. And indeed, there are times when complaining and venting do have their seasons. We need to do it on occasions to, have things to filter out and to exit from us as far as bothering our heads, so to speak. But when we get into extremes, then we have crossed over the line of balance. And also, it is very important that we recognize that as these Christians are forsaking Christianity, and not just Christians, but I'm focusing on them because that's where I was for many years. But they're going to be looking for people who are sure, real deal, certain about our placements. We cannot be floundering and hemming and hawing and hitting and missing. We need to be stalwart, steadfast, and helping them to come to realizations of where they need to be to obtain and to maintain and to hold on to their personal selves, their signature styles, their unique lanes, and they want people to help them that know, that are certain. And so we need to get ourselves ready because we're not just here to help ourselves, because a lot of times we can overcome certain challenges in our own lives by reaching out to and helping others. If we're not giving, we're not truly living, people, and that is the truth. So we just need to pretty much bulk up our knowledge, continue to research, continue to learn, continue to extend ourselves to the people who have commonalities in the craft that we practice, and to make sure that we're not ego tripping and on power trips, and that we're not wanting to control people who are less aware and less enlightened than we are. And also, it's okay to let people know that there are things that we just have not become aware of, that we just don't have knowledge of. It's fine to say, I don't know. But we can go on journeys together and also give them some guidance as to how to find out some things that they have questions about. There's quite a bit of uncertainty, and is a lot of insecurity, and there's a lot of confusion going on within people. And people are seeking and searching, and we just need to be able to have ourselves in mature realms where we can adequately, I should say, with adeptness, help others to realize who they are, the essence and the core of themselves. So, we cannot be feeding things that don't breed what is advantageous and what allows us to seize more opportunities, to evolve to higher dimensions, and to have the equipment, the tools, mentally especially, to instruct others as to how to continue in the mode of elevating. Because there, like I said, are Christians who are making their exoduses, yes, from the dungeons and the cages and the boxes. Yay! We are to celebrate them, to embrace them, to help them, to observe them, but making sure that we do not get into places where we aim to control people or to trespass on people's spaces. Yes, people should be allowed their spaces to grow, to mature. So, let's feed what we desire ideally to breed to please the universe and how it performs and operates. Let us be operating on higher and higher levels, doubling up on our efforts, doubling up on our magical practices, getting deeper, digging to depths that are more potent and powerful, because that's what it's going to take in the society that we live in. The society is focused mainly on things that are superficial, things that are outward, like the physical appearances. There's too much emphasis on such things, and it can lead to destruction if we have excess and not balance in motions. So I thank y'all for listening. It's been a pleasure sharing, and I look forward to getting engaged and involved more with people that I have like-minded things in common with, so we can team together and grow and to continue to contribute meaningfully to the well-being and the advances of this great planet Earth on which we live, despite all of the low energies that surround us. They don't transcend the beauty that is so prevalent if we tune into it and feed it so that we can breathe it and inhale and exhale the marvelous wonders that exist despite whatever else the fuck is manifesting. Remember that we who are consistently aligned with the synchronicities of the universe, the powers that we possess are vastly superior to the low wattage journeys that others are on. And some of them are going to jump ship from those low levels and get on board the ships and the missions that we are accomplishing for the good and the greatness of where we presently reside. Thank y'all for listening. Bye now.